Welcome to Type-C Tech Reviews. Today we're going to be unboxing the Sceptre U27. If at any point during the video you want to check out this exact same monitor, there's Amazon links below for the US, UK, Canada, and international links. But let's get this thing unboxed. We're going to throw it on the floor down here. We got our nice trusty knife. Let's cut open the two little tabs up here. All right, and then opening it up this way. It is a top opening, so it's a little bit harder to unbox, but still not that big of a deal. And then, so we did do it upside down, that's okay. And unboxing it just like that, all right. Now in the box, we have the manual. Flipping it around, we have that awesome Sceptre screwdriver, which I absolutely love. These look like standoffs for maybe vase mounting, and then some vase mount screws right there, which is awesome. Next, we have the stand, which is all totally metal, which is nice. It is fairly not super heavy, so I'm assuming this is probably aluminum, but very nice painted black. It looks very premium actually. Then we have an included DisplayPort cable, an included power cable that goes to this brick, so it does not have an internal power supply, but that is nice. And then we have the other part of the stand, which it looks like is a lock-in stand, which is awesome. And it's something that Sceptre always lacked on a lot of their monitors, so this is a good thing. You can see right here, there is the lock-in right there. Looks very nice. Let's see if we can get this together. Okay, so actually, interestingly enough, what I said was vase mount screws are actually not vase mount screws. They're actually 4 screws for the stand itself, which is kind of a zonk because a lot of these have thumb screws, which is much nicer and easier. However, not too big of a deal, especially since they include that screwdriver. So let's get this put together, line those up, put them right together like that, and then just screw these right in there. Now that we've got the stand together, let's unbox the rest of the monitor itself, and there it is. Now we have plastic on the back. The best way to do this, literally just take it right here and just rip that open. That is absolutely the best way to get this in there. You can carefully take off the plastic, but that's not what we're doing today. You're gonna put it in, line it up with the top just like that, and then it's all clipped in and ready to go. Now we can lift the monitor up, and there she is. Now all we're gonna do is just take off the plastic just like that, and there we go. A little bit more plastic on the front. Let's just peel that off. Sceptre's monitors are always packaged very nicely for protection, but there it is, a flat panel. Putting this right onto the desk. Overall, a really good looking thing. I like this kind of metal design. This is plastic, I think. Yeah, it is plastic. However, the overall look of this looks like a more premium monitor. Sceptre's always had kind of this area of being more budget friendly, but with a lot of their monitors, they're making them look like this, which looks very premium, very high end, just like an LG monitor. This is really competing with that as far as looks. A clean back, beautiful front fascia, beautiful stand. I really like the way it looks. But let's get this thing fully hooked up to the PC, and we're gonna go through the menu system, some of the controls, and overall first impressions on how beautiful this is or how nice it is gonna be to use. So let's check it out. All right guys, now that it is all set up, I did forget to do one thing. Let's look back here at the ports. Sceptre always has these labeled really nicely. Now, I love this stand. We have no height adjustability here, okay? So we just have tilt, no swivel, no rotation, none of that. However, now good thing, we have a DisplayPort. I love DisplayPort. However, we have 3 HDMIs, which is fantastic because this is a workflow computer. We have a workflow monitor, my bad. We do have one 2.0 port and then one 1.4. And then you have your 3.5mm audio out and everything else you're gonna need. I think those are pretty good ports. We don't really need more than 1.4 for typical workflow, but they do include that 2.0 in case maybe you wanna game on this just a little bit on the side. But look at it, it looks very good. But let's go through it. Let's sit down, turning this on with the on button right here. I think this is illuminated slightly. We have a red to show that it's powered, but it's not on. And then it'll shift to blue, turning it on, and now it is off, and then it's blue. So here we go, right away. It looks very nice. I believe this is an IPS. Okay, so right away, it looks nice. It's got great viewing angles because this is obviously an IPS. I'm assuming it's an IPS because obviously not a VA panel with the way this thing looks. Okay, so let's go into the display settings. Is this a 4K monitor? Let's check this. Yeah, it's a 4K monitor. Now the big thing here, and I do remember this, up to 70 Hertz. So let's go check that. We're gonna bump this up. It's at 60, move it up to 70. You might think that's only 10 frames different. Much smoother, considerably smoother. The lower down you go, the lower the shift with your frame rate, the more luxurious. All that's gonna do is make it a more fluid experience, a little bit better gaming experience as well. Okay, so now let's go into the settings, which should be in M for menu. We got up and down here. Not my favorite, wish it was a joystick in the middle like LG does. We're gonna go in here. I'm assuming you press E, nope. Okay, so M, and then maybe M again, yeah. These are your overdrive settings here. We're gonna test the ghosting as well, but most of this we don't need to worry about too much. Let's go out of it, probably by pressing E, there we go. Okay, so not too bad, not too complicated of a system. These are all your color settings and everything like that. And then going up to picture settings, we have the backlight. These are the presets. You can't actually manually adjust these without being in a different preset. So we're gonna go in here, change the preset up a little bit. We have user, this is where we can go in. Let's go to the backlight, turn that all the way up. And it's a nice bright panel. It has a really nice matte finish on it. Not all monitors have nice matte finishes. This one is quite good. It's got that matte finish, so even bright lights are not reflected very well, but it's not too intense where it kind of takes away from the overall picture quality, which is really good. All right, then going out of there, we do have just the quick start, which basically you can get to all of your backlight brightness, whatever you want there. However, right away, it is a nice looking panel. After turning the ISO down, we can see in a video like this, turn it all the way up to 4K, beautiful colors and fantastic clarity because this is 4K and a 27-inch panel. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, now the other thing is this actually has speakers. We're gonna turn this up, you can hear it now. We're gonna turn the volume to here, that's at 100%. And then we're gonna go into the menu system, see if we can go down to system, go down to volume right there. So you can actually be fairly quick with this menu system, although I've used menu systems from Sceptre quite a bit. So let's go to something right here. I'm gonna put the mic close up to it. So they're terrible. They're absolutely awful monitor speakers. However, basically every monitor speaker is awful unless you're coming from BenQ and paying a premium for it, but they're there. If you need to watch a tutorial, maybe you're on a Zoom call and you don't have dedicated speakers like these right here, that's okay. You can still listen to it, which is kind of a pro in my opinion, because you either have it or you don't. I'd rather have it. Going back to the picture quality right here, this is all in 4K. It's absolutely stunning. The picture quality is incredibly clear. Everything is nice and vibrant and beautiful. This is a panel where it's incredibly luxurious to just use for maybe your schoolwork, maybe your work, your office, whatever you need. This is not only great for that because it's an IPS, but it's also beautiful to just watch Netflix on. Maybe you need to watch some YouTube videos, tutorials, whatever. It is an overall really good panel. Pair that with the 70 hertz refresh rate, which really more companies need to be doing. LG has done it in some of their office monitors, but not all of them. And that's what really drew me to this monitor, especially I asked Sceptre directly, can you send this one over for review? And they said, kind of strange that you want to look at this one, but again, 4K, 70 hertz, it does a lot of things really luxuriously, really well. But obviously, you know it's pretty. Let's go in and do a ghosting test before the final review, which will be coming out in a couple days. So make sure to subscribe below if you haven't already for the full review. Now again, I will say the ghosting test, this is really only for gaming. This really won't affect you very much. However, let's go in here. We're gonna change the overdrive settings down here. We're gonna go down to system and then go into overdrive. We're gonna change that up to high. Now on high, we're getting a little bit of pixel overshooting or inverse ghosting. So keep this thing in medium. How it's coming is how it should be kept. But honestly, because it's an IPS panel, this is actually really good ghosting for an IPS panel. That's actually surprising. So if you want to game on this, you probably could do it quite well. Not very much ghosting. Again, you're getting the high refresh rate at 70 hertz, but this will be a really awesome monitor to do a full review on. So check back in a couple days when that is done. But again, if you want to check out this monitor, you can check it out with Amazon links below for the US, UK, Canada, and international links. But subscribe below for the full review. But this was Type C Tech Reviews, and I'll see you guys in the next video.